I am Dr. Basaraj, Professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering, St. Peter Engineering College, Hyderabad. So, in this lecture, I am going to explain physical and electrical characteristics of copper media and physical and electrical characteristics of fiber optic media and wireless communication. Let us see. So, physical and electrical characteristics of copper media. So, here already I explained the previous videos. Yeah, let me brief here it's once again. So, it consists of UTP and STP, that is unshielded twisted pair cable and shielded twisted pair cable. Twisted pair cable consists of at least two insulated copper wires that have been twisted together. So, data transmission requires 4 wires, that is 2 pairs minimum. So, one pair for transmitting data, one pair for to receive the data. Twisted pair cable is available in two types, unshielded and shielded. Okay, the two types. So, twisted pair cables categorize, means the industry has been the classified, okay, depending upon their data rate and its the type of data is going to transfer. So, they have categorized. So, according to that you can the manufacturer is going to manufacture that cables, then depend upon your requirement we have to select the corresponding category of the cables. Twisted pair cables have different categories. Each category of twisted pair cable was designed for a specific type of communications or data rate. The most popular categories in use today is category 6, category 6A, category 7. So, these categories we are going to use. These are of data rates of maximum 100 Mbps or even 1000 Mbps. Generally, twisted pair cables support a maximum distance of 100 meters from one device to another device without any distortion. See here, the following is the categories of the twisted pair cables. See here, category 1, its purpose is to voice only, its frequency and data rate is not mentioned here. Okay, then category 2 is the for data purpose, its frequency is 4 megahertz and it is transfer rate is 4 Mbps. Similarly, like this, category 3, category 4, category 5, category 6, category 7, 7B, 8. Okay. The next is the coaxial cable. See, coaxial cable looks similar to the cable used for to carry in the TV signals. Okay. A solid core copper wire conductor runs down the middle of the cable. Around that solid core copper wire is layer of insulations, and covering that insulation is a braided wire and metal foil is shielded, which shields against the electromagnetic interference. A final layer of plastic insulation jacket covers the braided wire. Two types of coaxial cables, thick and thin. Thick coaxial cable, which is known as IEEE 802.3. Okay. It is also to be represented as 10 base 5. The meaning of 10 is the transmission data rate is 10 Mbps speed, and 5 is nothing but 500 meters, and it is base is nothing but is going to use a baseband transmissions. Baseband uses digital signal for transmissions, only digital signals. We have even broadband transmission also, that is going to transmit both analog and digital signals. Then coming to the fiber optic, as you know that fiber optic we have studied the structure. So, fiber optic is going to be used to transmit the signal from one node to other node. See here, the electrical signals we are not going to directly transmit in a fiber optic. So, actually the fiber optic is going to transfer the signal in the form of light. So, for that at the source side, this electrical signal we are going to convert into the light form, electrical to light converter will be there. Then we are going to transmit through a transmission, through optical fiber. At the receiving end, we are going to get back once again electrical signal. For that we have to convert from optical to electrical signal. This is how the signal we are going to transmit in a fiber optic media. See, types of fiber optic modes, there are two modes basically. We have single mode transmission signal, means only there is no reflections. See, directly from the source, there is not any reflection inside, directly it reach to the destination, straight line, that is called single mode transmissions. Then another one is multi mode transmissions. Here the signal is going to reflect the inner layers of the fiber optic. So, this is called multi-mode reflections. Due to its reflection, it is going to travel and finally it reaches the destination. So, now we have wireless communication. Let us see how we are going to transmit the signal in wireless communications. Here, suppose I want to transmit my voice in wireless. What is to be done? You know, this acoustic energy we can't transmit directly. So, we have to first convert into electrical signal, because anything to be processed with the help of electrical or electronic circuits, we need the information should be in electrical form, then only we can able to process it. See, that is the reason what we can do with the help of microphone. Suppose I am taken example as my voice. So, this it is converted into electrical signals with the help of microphone. Once it is converted into electrical signals, so this is once again analog signal, it is very low frequency. So, this we can't transmit directly for distance. So, we need to take another one help, like how we are going to travel with the help of a bus or two-wheeler, four-wheeler or plane or boat. One of the other modes we are going to take the help to travel far distance, because as a person we are having very low energy, we can't travel long distance without taking any help. Similarly, here this our voice signal, after converting the electrical signal, we can't send longer distance, we take some help. So, that is called carrier. That help us we are going to call as a carry. Similarly, here also we are going to take another signal help, that is called carrier signal. So, on this carrier signal we are going to place our voice signal, that is called modulation, changing one of the parameter of the carrier with respect to the input signal or our information signal or signal to be transmitted. So, once if we do the modulation, then the signal input signal frequency is going to shift, it will become more higher. So, that can be transmitted for distance. Here we have taken example as a wireless communication, the channel is wireless. So, this you want to transmit in a wireless, we need to convert into electromagnetic waves of these electrical signals after modulation. For that we are going to use an antenna. Antenna is going to convert from electrical signal to electromagnetic waves and propagate in the air. That the receiver side we have another one, receiver antenna, it will receive the signal of electromagnetic waves and convert into electrical signals at the receiver side. Actually, it is a modulated one. So, once again at the receiver side there is a demodulator will be used. It will extract the input signal from the combined one, it will discard the carrier signal. Then that signal will be to get once again Y signal, we are going to send to the loudspeaker to get the original signal. So this is how the signal is going to transmit wirelessly from source to destination. So let us see the electromagnetic spectrum. These are the different frequency we are going to use for different purposes in communications. See here, music and speech will becomes under 10K. There is 1 kilohertz to 10 kilohertz, whatever the signals, our voice signal or music signal, or audible is 20K, maximum audible. But the signal what we are going to produce, it will be of 10 kilohertz till 10 kilohertz. Then we have 1 megahertz to 100 megahertz short radio waves, it is called short radio wave signals. Then 100 megahertz to 1000 megahertz is called very high frequency signal. Then 100 megahertz to 1 gigahertz is called ultra high frequency signal. So you know cellular radio will be in around 100 megahertz to 1 gigahertz. Okay. Then the spread spectrum is also in that range. Then microwave, it is 1 gigahertz to 100 gigahertz frequency range. You know microwave communications. These signals means the information to be transmitted will be in microwave signals. It will converted our information into microwave signals. Then it will transmit it from one place to other place wirelessly. Okay. That frequency range is 1 gigahertz to 100 gigahertz. Then infrared will be 100 gigahertz to 100 tera T. Then visible light from 100 tera to 10 to the power of 15. Okay. Then ultraviolet light is 10 to the power 15 to 10 to the power 16. Then 10 to the power 16 above it is X-rays and gamma rays. This is how the frequency will be given with different range and its different applications. So it is called a frequency spectrum. Okay, thank you.